Welcome back. All right, so some more news of the day for all you fine people on the internet. Now that the waiver wire has been revealed, and yeah, there's no way I would have been able to fit everything on that first board from this morning. So the Toronto Maple Leafs have waived Abruzzese. Wasn't it just a couple years ago there was a lot of talk about potential there with him? So we'll see whether or not there might be a team in the NHL that sees some of that potential and wants to pick him up. Important to note that both Cowan and Grabenkin are still with the team, and they will play tonight against Detroit. So I intend to watch that game and review it. We'll see how it goes. I'm hoping it's a little more entertaining than the Tampa Bay Florida game last night, which, I mean, that second half of that first period, there was skating and there was a puck and there were hockey players, but wasn't a whole lot going on. But it is preseason, and that is kind of the standard with the preseason, so I'll be ready for that tonight. Definitely need a lot of caffeine watching preseason games. Mike Sullivan praising Jesse Puljujarvi. Puljujarvi's had a good preseason. Sounds like he's going to get himself into maybe a top 9 spot. Saying that his skating is better and he's in great shape. This is one of those things where when Puljujarvi gets drafted early, it's because of that potential, of the talent that he has. In some cases, players are able to elevate their game at the NHL level, and some don't. And that's the one thing that you cannot predict at the draft table, is how a player is going to develop after the draft. So going into the draft, these guys are seemingly the best guys, and then coming out of the draft, things can change. So it's nice to see Puljujarvi realizing some of that potential. It's never too late. And so, yeah, as long as you're active, as long as you got a contract, you can go out there and get your career going again. And so, all the best to Puljujarvi on in his pursuits with the Pittsburgh Penguins. All of the players on waivers yesterday cleared. I was kind of surprised Spencer Martin did. There was part of me that thought the Canucks wouldn't try to claim Martin, would they? But no, he clears. He's going down to the AHL. Almost everybody who was waived yesterday goes down to the AHL. The interesting part is if you watch the transactions, you'll notice they send them down, and then a lot of them get brought right back up. Ottawa's done that. And it's a scheduling thing, and once they've cleared waivers that one time, you do not have to waive them again for 30 days. So that's why they waive them, send them down, bring them right back up. And now they don't have to waive them again to send them right back down. I've always felt bad for players who are on that yo-yo, where they're, AHL, NHL, AHL, NHL, and then they have like a bad game in the NHL, which there's various reasons you might. Fans are all, this guy sucks. And all I can think is, he's been called up 3 times in the last 2 weeks. So that and definitely this time of year we see that a lot. So waiver wire news today. Calgary's waived Tenorti, Hunt, and Dewar. So these are 3 players who've all got NHL experience. I don't think Jared Tenorti gets claimed. I don't think Dryden Hunt gets claimed. I'd be kind of surprised if Dewar does get claimed, but it feels like of the 3, he's got the most potential. Sorry, had to cough, and I try to make sure I don't do that during my videos. So they're all on waivers for Calgary. Florida's waived Asplund, Megna, Dalpe, and Bjornfot. So Bjornfot, I thought, had a decent game last night, and so did Dalpe. But again, these are guys who can clear waivers. They're playing in the AHL, and they can be call-ups as well. Nick Blankenberg waived by Nashville. It's not that long ago either that Blankenberg, there was some speculation about how good he might be and the potential he had. So again, we'll see if all these guys clear. Cale Fleury, waived by Seattle. Brother, I believe, of Hayden Fleury. No relation to Marc-Andre Fleury. Utah's waived Koch, as well as McCartney and Agazzino. Agazzino on waivers might be the one of the 3 that people recognize the name of. Interesting note with Utah. This season, they plan to honor, or at the very least, talk about the life of Frank Zamboni, who was born in Eureka, Utah. And so I think that's kind of a fun little detail. They've ordered a couple of Zamboni, like, I think they said there's 19 teams that actually use Zamboni brand ice surfacers. But yeah, a lot of teams, they're not actually Zambonis. Zamboni is the name of the company. Ice resurfacing machines, we just by default call them Zambonis, but not all of them actually are. Funny story with that was that I used the term Zamboni in regards to one of the rinks in Chilliwack. One of my friends works at that rink, and she said to me, she said, actually, they're not Zambonis. They're made by this company. I was like, oh, right. Yeah, technically, it's not a Zamboni. It's just the default term that we use. So it should be interesting to see what Utah does with that. I think it's going to be a fascinating season for Utah because obviously you've got a lot of new fans and you're trying to introduce them to the game. It's something I'm taking into consideration this year as well for when Utah plays. I will definitely try to explain some stuff when Utah fans show up in the comment section. The Winnipeg Jets have waived Janssen Fialbi. I don't know if he clears. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Lundmark, Shaw, and Tony Nato. So Mason Shaw's on waivers. Dominic Tony Nato as well. They should clear. Again, Janssen Fialbi's the one I look at and think maybe he doesn't, but probably does. So tomorrow, Amazon Prime's Face Off Inside the NHL debuts. There's already been some clips out there. William Nylander, his there was an incident during the playoffs where on the bench there that apparently we're going to find out how many F-bombs were thrown, and a lot of F-bombs apparently thrown by Connor McDavid as well. I know when I've talked about Shoresy, I've had people say, well, I liked Shoresy fine, but all that swearing, I couldn't handle it. Hockey players swear a lot. This this documentary is going to be eye-opening because it is going to show what the players say in the locker room and the way the players talk to one another and all that fun stuff. And so it should be very enlightening for some. And yeah, it's how hockey players are. So one thing I've always found interesting is that, Canadians have a reputation for being kind of chill and kind of relaxed, but man, do we have a potty mouth. And I'm saying I'm including myself in that, even though my wife never swears, so I do my best not to, but every now and then stuff comes out. And definitely with hockey, that'll happen. So, this sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I do intend to watch it. I may make notes while I watch it. I have no idea. I haven't watched the Rebuild documentary yet on the Montreal Canadiens. I'm intending to watch that one too. I'm trying to finish off the Vince McMahon, the Mr. McMahon docu-series as well. I'm 5 episodes out of 6 through that. Fascinating. A lot of it is information I already knew, but when you put it all together like that, oh boy. But if you're a wrestling fan, you already knew. This just means now that everybody knows about Vince. But anyways, yeah, Inside the NHL should be a lot of fun. Let me know your thoughts. You're going to be watching that as well. And we'll see what it does for interest in the National Hockey League. I think documentaries like this can only be good. Going back to the Vince McMahon bit, there may very well be some people that watch this documentary and go, this is crazy. And maybe they watch a WWE show just to see where the product's at right now and what's going on. So maybe once people watch this Inside the NHL series, maybe some people who don't necessarily watch hockey decide, I want to see how this goes. Or I like this player from this series. I want to watch his games and see how he does. I'm wearing a Barracuda jersey because the San Jose Barracuda, of course the AHL franchise for the San Jose Sharks, have revealed a black legacy jersey. I'm just going to say, I don't know what it is with Sharks jerseys that are black. I've always loved black Sharks jerseys. When I do countdowns, people get very frustrated with how much I like San Jose black jerseys. But yeah, the Barracuda's black jersey is really nice. I like it quite a bit. And if I can add it to my collection without spending an arm and a leg, I probably will. And if the Barracuda wanted to reach out and say, hey, I will gladly show for the Barracuda, no problem. But anyways, the Ducks have won me over the last few years, right? So they know what they're doing. But anyways, if you haven't seen the Black Legacy jersey, the San Jose Sharks account has a post linking to it on their social media, so check it out. It's fun, and I am very much in favor of fun jerseys, as the racks behind me would show you. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event you have not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.